In this video, I want to point out to you a really useful feature on Seasonax. And that feature is the max drop feature. And what the max drop feature does is it tells you what was the maximum fall of the price pattern during that period from the 18th of March to the 2nd of May. So in this instance, in this coming week, we have the Federal Reserve meeting midweek. And with the S&P 500, if the Fed pull back from their aggressive rate hiking stance, then that should be more supportive for S&P 500 prices. So it's worth being aware that there is a decent seasonal pattern to the upside. Now, should the Federal Reserve be more dovish than the market is expecting, that would likely support stocks, and the S&P 500 should gain. So this strong pattern could be very helpful. And looking, you can see the maximum amount it fell, and you can see, look, okay, the maximum amount it fell was 8.59%. Okay, that was a losing year. 6.87%, that was a losing year as well. But look, this year there was an overall profit, but the maximum drop was 6.59%. So it starts to help us to see, and here was 6.7% in 2020, and the gain was a really impressive 18.54%. So now we can go over to the S&P 500 and see, now, if we see price make a maximum drop, we can see where price would end up going. So if it was 6.59%, and if we just, for the sake of argument, imagined that this was the price just before or just after the Federal Reserve meeting, we can see, that would mean we'd need to have stops just underneath the 4,000 figure. So by looking at the historical maximum drop, we can get a good sense of where our stops should be placed. And that can be very helpful in making a trading decision, especially when you are sure that there's a strong pattern coming up. There's a good reason for that pattern to play out again, but you just want some reassurance about how deep your stop should be to ride out any potential volatility. And that is the feature of the max drop that you should make sure you check out Seasonax in order to get access to that max drop feature, because it's very, very useful.